Why spend hours cooking when a slow cooker can do the work for you? Just toss in your ingredients, and by dinner time, you've got a meal ready with zero fuss. However, even though slow cookers are simple to use, there are common mistakes people make. To get the best results, avoid these errors and make sure your slow-cooked dishes come out perfect every time. Let's be honest, when a recipe tells you to sear your meat before tossing it in the slow cooker, do you actually do it or skip it? While it might seem unnecessary, after all, the meat will cook thoroughly in the slow cooker. Skipping this step can affect the final flavor. Searing creates caramelization on the outside of the meat, adding texture and depth to your dish. According to experts, this extra layer of flavor can make a huge difference. If you've never seared your meat before slow cooking, you're missing out. Once you try it, you'll understand why it's worth the extra effort. Dairy and slow cookers don't always mix well over long periods. Adding milk, cheese, cream, sour cream, or cream cheese too early can result in a curdled disaster by the time your meal is done. To avoid this, cook your dish without the dairy ingredients initially. Then, in the last 30 minutes of cooking, stir them in to let the flavors blend smoothly. This way, you'll get the creamy texture you love without ruining the meal. We know it's tempting to lift the lid on your slow cooker when the aroma fills your home, but resist the urge. Each time you peek, you let out precious heat, slowing down the cooking process. Your slow cooker takes time to reach the right temperature, and lifting the lid even for a moment causes the temperature to drop significantly. As a result, you'll add about 30 minutes to your cooking time with every peek. So keep the lid closed and let the slow cooker do its magic uninterrupted for the best results. Surprisingly, slow cookers don't distribute heat uniformly. Foods placed at the bottom cook more quickly. To ensure even cooking, layer your ingredients strategically. Start with longer cooking items like root vegetables at the bottom, then add meat on top, as it requires less time to cook. While fresh herbs often get the spotlight, dried herbs are actually the MVPs when it comes to slow cooker meals. Their flavors hold up and even intensify during long cooking times, making them perfect for slow-cooked dishes. That doesn't mean you should skip fresh herbs altogether. Just be mindful of when you add them. Putting fresh herbs in at the beginning will cause them to lose their flavor by the time the meal is done. Instead, stir them in toward the end to keep their vibrant taste intact when it's time to eat. When cooking with wine on the stovetop, feel free to be generous. You can pour as much as you like without worry.
And then for Aunt Sandy, a bottle of white wine.
In a slow cooker, the tightly sealed lid means that liquids don't evaporate like they do on the stove. As a result, wine added to your slow cooker recipe will retain its strong flavor. You'll notice the wine much more than in stovetop dishes, so use it cautiously. Unless you're aiming for a bold, boozy taste, it's best to either skip the wine or add just a small amount. You don't need expensive cuts of meat for a slow cooker meal. The magic of slow cooking lies in its ability to turn even tough, budget-friendly cuts into tender, juicy dishes. Since it cooks at a low temperature for hours, the meat breaks down beautifully, resulting in a fall-apart texture packed with flavor. So skip the pricey options and opt for affordable cuts. You'll still get a delicious, melt-in-your-mouth meal that no one will guess came from bargain beef. Not all slow cooker recipes are one-size-fits-all, and using the wrong size slow cooker can throw off your meal. The key is to ensure your slow cooker is filled properly, about halfway to 3/4 full. If it's underfilled, your dish may overcook, drying out or losing flavor. On the other hand, if it's too full, it might not cook evenly, or could even spill over, creating a messy situation on your counter. For best results, always match the recipe's recommended slow cooker size to avoid any cooking mishaps. While it might seem convenient, placing frozen food, particularly meat, in your slow cooker isn't advisable. A slow cooker full of frozen ingredients takes an excessive amount of time to reach a safe cooking temperature. This extended period at unsafe temperatures increases the risk of foodborne illness. To keep your meals safe, always thaw food before cooking. When cooking chicken in an oven or pan, the skin turns crispy and golden, but in a slow cooker, it often becomes soft and rubbery. If you want a meal that's ready to serve straight from the slow cooker, it's best to use skinless chicken. However, there's a simple workaround if you prefer crispy skin. After the chicken is fully cooked in the slow cooker, transfer it to a broiler pan and place it under the broiler for a few minutes. This extra step will give you perfectly golden, crispy skin that's sure to impress at dinner. While slow cookers simplify meal preparation, they can complicate cleanup. After cooking, they often require as much time soaking in the sink as they did cooking on the counter, and scrubbing can be quite a chore. To make cleaning easier, consider using a cooking spray or a slow cooker liner to minimize the mess.